The craziest thing about animals is that they do not discriminate. If they see you as a potential threat, you will be battled, or worse, killed. Guys, every day is a battle for survival in the wild. Big predators and prey both play their part to stay alive. But what happens when humans step into this wild world? Well, suddenly we're part of the ecosystem too, and not all animals see us as friends. Whether you're a regular 9-to-5 guy or famous face, in their eyes, you're just another potential encounter. Sadly, this means even celebrities aren't immune to wildlife encounters gone wrong. Keep watching this video as we recall 4 terrifying cases where stars tragically met their end at the hands of wild animals. Let's get into it. To begin with, ladies and gentlemen, on number 4, let's take a stroll into the wilds of Katmai National Park in Alaska for the chilling case of Timothy Treadwell and his unconventional encounter with grizzly bears. For starters, Timothy is not your typical celebrity. He gained fame for his actions and ultimately his tragic end. Originally hailing from New York, Timothy spent several summers studying bears in Katmai National Park during the late 90s and early 2000s. Despite not being a traditional celebrity, Treadwell's case revolves around his unique approach to bear conservation. Treadwell was like no other when it came to bears. He didn't just watch them from afar like most people, he wanted to touch and talk to them, which made experts and rangers worry. And for anyone who's unaware, grizzly bears are super scary and powerful in North America, so if you get too close, you might end up as their snack. At first, Treadwell just wanted to keep the bear safe, but things changed along the way. His videos show how he went from being a nice guy to someone who seemed a bit troubled. Even though it was dangerous, he kept taking bigger risks because he thought he had a special bond with the bears. He said he was like a flower, just a tiny bug on the wall, but his actions didn't match his words. Instead of keeping his distance, he kept pushing the limits, which confused the bears. They didn't understand why he wasn't backing off or acting scared. By getting too cozy with the bears, he actually put himself and the bears in danger. Because of his interactions, the bears started seeing people differently and might approach them, which could end badly for everyone involved, leading park rangers to step in. The tipping point happened on October 5th, 2003, when Treadwell and his girlfriend camped in Katmai National Park. Ignoring the usual time to leave at the end of the summer, they stuck around until early October, a time when bears get more aggressive as they look for food before hibernation. Sadly, a fatal attack occurred, caught on film but never released to the public. On October 6, 2003, a taxi pilot named Willie Fulton came to pick up Treadwell and his girlfriend, but couldn't find them. Feeling something was wrong, he investigated and came across a threatening bear near the campsite. His attempts to scare it off failed, and he ended up witnessing the bear chowing down on a human rib cage. Rangers got wind of the situation, faced the bear on the prowl, and had to make a tough call. They had to shoot it, underlining the harsh reality of survival in the wild. The bear was just trying to survive, but the danger it posed to humans was too much to ignore. In simple terms, the rangers did what they did to keep people safe, even though it might seem tough. A documentary from 2005 tells Treadwell's story and helps us understand how tricky it can be when humans and wild animals mix. It reminds us that nature can be tough, so it's important not to get too close to wild animals. It's best for everyone to admire nature from a safe distance so we can all live together without any extra dangers. Moving to our next tragic case, we have with us Taylor Mitchell, a Canadian singer-songwriter. With a voice that wove together strength and vulnerability, she enchanted audiences and even earned a nomination for Young Performer of the Year at the 2009 Canadian Folk Music Awards. But her journey took an unexpected turn when tragedy struck not through the pitfalls of fame, but through a fateful encounter with nature. In October 2009, Mitchell embarked on a solo hike in Cape Breton Highlands National Park, choosing the renowned Skyline Trail for its stunning views. Little did she expect that her adventure would take a heartbreaking turn. As she walked along the trail, enjoying the beauty of nature, Mitchell encountered an unexpected threat, a pair of eastern coyotes. The peaceful hike quickly turned into a nightmare as the creatures attacked her. Nearby hikers heard her desperate cries and promptly alerted authorities. Despite their swift response, Mitchell had suffered significant injuries by the time help arrived. Airlifted to a nearby hospital, the 19-year-old fought bravely but tragically gave up to her wounds the next day. The nation was shocked by the untimely demise of a promising artist at the hand of nature's unpredictability. Coyote attacks on humans are very rare and usually not fatal, making this incident even more puzzling. Wildlife experts were surprised and speculated about what could have caused the attack. They knew that eastern coyotes in that area were bigger than western ones because of past breeding with wolves. However, these animals were typically afraid of humans. Speculations buzzed around like curious bees, wondering if the coyotes were sick or unusually feisty, but no one could nail down a clear answer. This whole incident made rangers in the park rethink how they manage wildlife. Hikers got extra warning in the years that followed, and park rangers worked overtime to school visitors about coyotes and stress safety steps to avoid any clashes between people and wildlife. When Taylor Mitchell tragically passed away, it felt like a missing note in the melody of the music world. Her art, however, didn't fade away. A posthumous album hit the shelves, proving her talent and the dreams she couldn't fulfill. It echoed the sad tale of a life cut short, a life tangled in an unexpected tangle with the wild. The whole thing made us think about how we get along with nature. We had to reconsider our deal with the wild, realizing we needed better wildlife management. Mitchell's unfortunate end kickstarted a change, pushing for more awareness and safety measures in the very park where she met her unexpected fate. As time went on, the shock of the incident turned into a story we'd remember. Mitchell's music, silenced by that October day, found a way to stick around. It became a timeless reminder that life is delicate and nature can throw curveballs when we least expect it. On number 2, in the vast world of aviation tales, there's a high-flying figure named Jean Batten from New Zealand. She had a knack for breaking records, making her mark with flights from England to New Zealand in 1936 and England to Australia in 1934. Beyond her achievements in the skies, there's a unique twist in her story, involving a stray dog, a bite, and a sad ending on the beautiful island of Majorca. Guys, Jean Batten wasn't just an aviator. She was an icon and a pioneer, captivating the world with her solo flights. As her fame soared, she embarked on a global journey, settling in different parts of the world. However, as her life unfolded, a peculiar quirk took hold. In 1982, Jean found herself on the sunny shores of Majorca, aiming to make it her permanent home. During this transition, she stayed in a hotel, and it's here that an unexpected tragedy happened with a stray dog biting her with its canines. The encounter with the dog took a dark turn when Jean, in a strange twist, was bitten. Initially, it might have seemed like a minor incident, but Jean's quirks led her to reject medical help. Little did she realize that this seemingly small dog bite would lead to a series of unfortunate events. As days passed, the untreated wound became infected and a troubling abscess appeared. This signaled the beginning of a tragedy. In an odd twist of fate, Jean Batten succumbed to complications from the dog bite. The once lively aviator faced an untimely demise in her hotel room on November 22nd. After she passed away, things got pretty confusing. Nobody knew who she really was, and it took until January 1983 for her family to be laid to rest. Surprisingly, her family and the government of New Zealand had no idea she had died. It took 6 years of careful searching to figure out what happened and to give her story an ending. Jean Batten's amazing journey ended with a bronze plaque on her grave, a bit late to recognize all she did for flying. The skies she used to fly through were now quite witnesses to the strange way she died. Jean Batten's story reminds us that life can be full of unexpected turns. A woman who flew high in the sky, breaking records, met her end in a surprising way, killed by a dog. The fact that her death could have been prevented just makes it sadder. As we think about Jean Batten's life and death, we see that even famous people can't control what happens to them. Last but not least, we have a man named Steve Irwin. Maybe you've heard of him. He was a big deal if you were into nature shows in the late 90s and early 2000s. Steve Irwin was known as the Crocodile Hunter, and he was from Australia. He wasn't just some guy on TV though. He was a zookeeper, which means he took care of animals, and he was really passionate about it. He also taught people about wildlife and how important it is to protect our planet. Steve Irwin was no ordinary guy. He was like a character from a storybook, bursting with energy and excitement. But that's what made him unique. He made learning about animals fun, inspiring lots of kids, including me, to care about the environment. Steve wasn't scared of anything. He boldly approached dangerous animals like crocodiles and snakes to show us their awesomeness. But sadly, Steve's tale doesn't end happily. On September 4th, 2006, while filming Ocean's Deadliest in the Great Barrier Reef for his daughter Bindi's TV show, he accidentally got too close to a stingray while snorkeling. Stingrays seem harmless, but they have a sharp barb on their tail for protection. This one felt threatened and accidentally stabbed Steve in the chest with its barb. It was a freak accident, and Steve didn't make it. People all over the world, especially fans like me, were heartbroken. But Steve's message lived on. He taught us to respect animals in our world. Even though he passed away doing what he loved, his legacy continues to inspire us today. Steve Irwin's story is sad, but it reminds us of how one person can make a big impact. Though he's no longer with us, his spirit lives on in all of us who watched him and learned from him. And that's pretty special. All in all, the stories of Timothy Treadwell, Taylor Mitchell, Gene Batten, and Steve Irwin remind us of the unpredictable and sometimes dangerous relationship between humans and wildlife. These tragic encounters serve as poignant reminders of the importance of respecting natures and maintaining a safe distance from wild animals. As we reflect on these stories, let's honor their legacies by learning from their experiences and promoting greater awareness and safety measures in our interactions with wildlife. At the end, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more such videos. See you in the next one. Take care.